أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أعاذنا الله منا وإياكم. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us an opportunity to be here in this very blessed day of al-Jumu'ah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tulhikum amwalukum wala awladukum an dhikrillah wa man yaf'al dhalika fa ulaika humul khasirun. As I was entering the masjid, a brother stopped me and said, Imam, when are you going to finish the salat? I said, I don't know. He said, because he had a Zoom conference at exactly 1:45 and then he happened to forget his report card at home. Now this is a test from Allah. Is this brother going to attend the salah? Or Shaitan going to tell him, you know what, you can't miss the Zoom. Go and do your Zoom, and then the Salah will come later. This is a test that all of us will go through every now and then. Now we are torn. And how many times as parents, the conference that we have, or we have an important call from the principal, or the Zoom conferences, it happen when? Fridays. What time? At the time of Salah. And some of them are so important that you cannot miss them. Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tulhikum amwalukum wala awladukum an dhikrillah. When it's time for Salah, there is nothing that is so important, more important than praying Salatul Jummah in the masjid. When it's time for every Salah, There is nothing that is more important than leaving whatever you do and make your salah on time in the masjid, or if you can't, because you have to be realistic, at your workplace. There's many brothers and sisters who are tested through this, just making salah. I'll give you examples, and I did give that before, but it wasn't the topic of the khutbah. But you know, sometimes, as I always say, the imam will come and see a situation, the topic will change completely. The brother come, the sister was looking for a job in Columbus, Ohio. And she stayed almost a year, she didn't get a job. Why? Because anytime she would come to an interview, first she would tell them, I'm a Muslim. When it's time for salah, I will leave my job and pray my salah. If you want to take me under those conditions, you can. If you cannot fulfill my conditions as a Muslim, I don't want your job. She was looking for that for over a year before she get a job. And of course, once she started making salah, another sister happened to be there. That sister came and joined her in salah. The manager called the second sister and he said, if I see you again following her and praying, you're going to lose your job. I'm a Muslim. Did he tell me that you're a Muslim when he first came? Was it important for you? So the sister who came and was given the permission to pray had to go back and beg the manager to let the second sister pray. SubhanAllah, that sister has passed away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive her soul. Another brother used to work at a factory. And when it's time for salah, at factory it was moving quick. He would just leave his job, go pray. And the manager saw that, and he called him. They tell him, you can't do that here. If you do that, you're going to lose your job. Well, I better lose my job, but when it's time for salah, I will not pray with my salah. So they called the brother on the speakerphone, come. They said, that's it, you are fired. The manager asked him, why, what are you doing? He said, listen, I'm a Muslim. When it's time for salah, I have to pray. So either you let me pray, or I'm ready to leave my job. He said, next time when it's time for salah, don't stay there in that corner, come to my office and pray. The brother name is Usman Drami. Maybe you know him, maybe you don't know him. He is, I think, the Imam of MASJID Al FAROOQ. And when you all called, when he came back, now he had the green light to pray on time. And look what Allah has given to that brother. Because he did not play with his salat. Allah gave him a masjid where he's going to lead his salat. The Prophet ﷺ said, he was about to order, when it's time for salah, to ask someone to lead the prayer, and then take 10 strong men and go over Medina and see anyone who misses the salah, burn the houses on top of them for every single salah. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. That is best for you. So yes, there is many tests that comes when it's time for salah. Sometimes you want to go to salah and then an important phone call comes that you have to be there and take that phone call. But the first phone call is Allah who called you, Hayya ala salah. Come to the salah, Hayya ala falah, rush to the success. He called. He said, no, Ya Allah, hold on. Salah, hold on. Success, hold on. Let me talk to dunya first. That happened to us a lot of time. And like I said, that happened to us just like this brother. He's in a fitna now. Now he might be here. Alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him and bless his family. But the mind is juggling. That's the work of shaitan. And we all are tested through this. But the point is, when the test comes, try to always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, مَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Last example I will give is a brother. He was a student in Canada. And they used to call him at the masjid to give khutbah. He happened to have an exam. He was doing philosophy. And the exam was exactly, I think, 1:30, and the Jummah was about 2 o'clock. Same time as the Jummah, just few differences. He came and approached the professor, and the professor used to hate it because he's a Muslim. He said, "Can you give me respite to do the exam before, because it's a salat al-Jumu'ah, or after?" He said, "No, I will not move it. You either attend or you don't." So the other people called him. They said, "Listen, Sheikh, we don't have no one in the masjid to give khutbah. You really have to come." And after all the excuses, there was no way. He said, "Tawakkal to Allah." He went and gave the khutbah. As he said, when he said, "Assalamu alaikum," he was going through people, excuse me. And then he drove back to the university. When he came back, I think there was only 10 minutes left. And he had 100 questions to answer. He came, first answer was C, second answer was C, third answer was C. He said he just crossed C all the way to the end. And he gave it because the times was up. The time he took to read the first question and the second and the third and see the answer, there was no time left. So he just had time to cross C all the way to the end, and he gave it. The day of the results, he said the professor came. His face was red, and he was looking at him. And he wondered why, what happened, what he did wrong. And when he gave him his note, he said that was the first time in his entire teaching career that someone will get 100 over 100. Because all the response was C. If he didn't have tawakkal ala Allah, could you imagine him himself? He said he could not be a C. At least he's going to have somebody say maybe it's E, I cannot be C. But because he had faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah guided him. It took him 10 minutes. The others took 3 hours. But he had hundreds. Who guided him? Who inspired him? Lillahi al-wahidul qahhar. Wallahi, Allah is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. He is Ar-Rahman, the one who has mercy over everything in this earth, whether you believe in him or not. You have people worshiping shaitan. You have people doing things that you cannot even say in a member. But why are they? Still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking care of them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the good news that if we worship him, he's going to make us enter Jannah. He has given us the good news and the tool of Tawbah. And he's given us all these stories. Why? In order for us to strengthen our iman and to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our Razzaq. Because most of the time, especially in the Western Hemisphere, our excuses is always we have to work, we have to get rizq. Even though when it's time for Corona, Allah shows us we can eat without working. And our rizq is already written. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, when they was ready to catapult him into the fire, because the fire was so huge that they cannot approach it, on the air, before he leaned to the fire, Sayyidina Jibril came to him. He said, "Ya Ibrahim, do you need my help?" He said, if the help is from you, Jibreel alayhi salam, I don't need it. Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. Allah is sufficient enough for me. He's going to protect me. And of course, if it's me, I'll say, Jibreel, yes, just pull me out of here, I need your help. But no, his iman was so high that he did not need help of Jibreel, who could help him, by the way. But he said, no, I need someone higher, the one who created you and created me. Allah is enough for me. And what did Allah say? Ya nar, kunu bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. Some of the ulama say Sayyidina Ibrahim used to say the best time, the best days of his life are when he was in the fire. Allah ordered the fire to be cool and peace for Ibrahim. He was there for 41 days. He came out alive. And they have to exile him. What did he say? Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Do we know this verse? Yes, we do. Do you believe in it? Yes. But how is the belief between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is the relationship between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When we are tested, how we react. That's it. Because we're all going to be tested. The brother has a challenge. Now I left my report card. I should go home and forget about the Jummah. I should attend the Jummah. Alhamdulillah, the brother has attended. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, alhamdulillah ala ni'matil Islam kafa biha ni'mah. If I make it long, don't blame me. If I make it short, it's because sometimes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say that he will lead, he'll come in front, and he would intend to read a long surah, but then he will hear the cry of a baby in the back, and he sallallahu alaihi wasallam will realize that that's going to play with the mother. So he shortened the salah in order for it not to be fit on the mother. Wallah, he is ar-rahmah to this ummah. I'll give you one last story and I'll stop from here. There was a mother who passed away and left a 6 or 7 years old or 6-year-old daughter and a newborn baby. Now the man who took care of them, for some reason, whatever happened in the house, he was told that they cannot stay there. So what did he do? Wait until the middle of the night. He came and dug where their mother was buried, and he put them there. He buried them alive. So the keeper of the cemetery came by and heard some noise. But you know, if someone is in the cemetery, sometimes they hear some noise from the grave. As you know, sometimes some of them will go through the punishment of the grave that he might hear something. The Prophet ﷺ said, if it wasn't that, you would never again bury your dead. I will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make you hear the crying of the dead person when they are punished in their grave. All the animals will hear it. But if we hear it just once, we'll not bury them anymore. So when he hears noise or something going on, he said, oh, this usual thing. Few days later again he came and he heard. Now it was serious. Now he had to do something. And when he came in here, now he gets scared. He went to the town nearby and then called the elders. And they come. They undig the grave. And who they find? A newborn baby and a 6 years old alive. They pulled it up. They asked the girl, What's going on? Who is this one here? She said, this is my mother who passed away. You've been here for, I think it was 11 days. How did you survive? She said, anytime that the baby would cry, the mom would get up and suckle the baby and then go back to sleep. And he would ask, well, tears coming on my eyes. What about you? How did you survive these 11 days? When I'm hungry, someone dressed in white will bring me food and then disappear. When they call the doctors to look at the mother, he said it is as if she had just passed away now. من يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Sayyidina Musa and Sayyidina Khidr, in order for Sayyidina Musa to learn from Sayyidina Khidr alayhi salam, when he rebuilt the wall, what did he say? Why he did it? Why he did it? وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. Their parents, some said their grandparents, were righteous people. Allah said, تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي بِيَدِهِ الْمُلْكُ وَعَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. The Creator is death and life to test us. But who will do the best of deeds? This is what we ask for. While our risk is already written, the test will come. Now the righteousness, we can say the righteousness of the parents of this child was such that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going to take care of them in the grave. Who can do this? Lillahi al-wahid al-qahhar. So a lot of time we Muslims, we worry. But Allah, there is no time to worry. We should have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should thank Him for this deed. As Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Alhamdulillah, walhamdulillah ala kulli hal, walhamdulillah ala ni'matil Islam wa kafa biha ni'mah. That if the only ni'mah we have in this world is for this deen, wallahi we should thank Him. Out of 7 billion, Allah chose 1 billion to be Muslim, and we are amongst them. Not because we're smarter, not because we're greater, not because we're richer, it's because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. And He chose us to be the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wallahi, we should thank Allah. We should thank Him for this deen. We should thank Him to be part of the Ummah of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who are going to be the first Ummah who will enter Jannah. And yes, when the test comes between choosing our Salah, choosing our Jummah, and what is in dunya, we shouldn't even think twice. Salah should come first, Jummah should come first, the rest will come later. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take care of our children because of that. We all worried now about our children. And the last example, alhamdulillah, last week, one of our young imam got married to a sister here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed the union. And it happened that I'm going to change the story. There's another brother and a sister who wanted to get married. Alhamdulillah, they got married. The father of the girl was against it. And what was his reason? He said that the girl should further her studies first. Study until they become whatever they want to become and then get married. And you see, Allah.Once says, Zayyannahum shaytana amalahum. This girl, young girl, who's getting married, had a choice. This is free country, 18, she can do whatever she wants. She could come with someone named Elizabeth and said, Dad, Mom, this is my wife or my husband. Nothing you could do. She could come with another man and said, this is my boyfriend. Nothing you could do. But when a Muslim proposed to her to get married, this young Muslim is trying to save his deen, and she's trying to save his deen. The father had the audacity to say, I'm against this marriage, I want you to study. To study to be what? To become what? Two young couple, they can be together, they're all gonna study, they're all gonna work, and they're all gonna help one another, and they're out of this fitna of this world. How many women who are educated? It's very hard for them to find a husband. Why? Because they're so much educated that many people who will come to them, they think, oh, she's so high up there, gonna ask for her hand. Or sometimes shaitan comes to them, or men, or just a regular Muslim will come and ask, no, I'm not your type, I'm not your class. I'm a doctor, I need a doctor. Nothing wrong with that. Until they get old. Same thing with the men. So wallahi, this is our duty to help our young girl get married. You know, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, when our mother Hafsa, her husband, passed away, he went around asking people to marry her, but he asked the best. First he asked Sayyidina Usman said, give me some time. He came back, he said, I don't feel like marrying now. He went and asked Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq did not respond to him. And he was so upset, he came and complained to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, be patient, Allah.Subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you a better son-in-law. But the point is, they used to go around and see who is best for their daughter. In this day and age, wallahi, if your daughter comes and says, I want to get married to your son, you should do the shukr, you should thank Allah.Subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are out of this fitna of this world. The education will come, the risk will come. In fact, they're going to help one another and be a team. So inshallah, I'm going to end here because we want the brother to go kick. It's already a fitna, inshallah. I will end by saying, you all hear or heard, or some of you, what's going on in Mali. It's a lot of fitna coming there. We have brothers there who already took some of their families, some of their children. They're there taking care of them. So Allah Alam, how the situation gonna be. But I personally called one of them and said, listen, with the situation here, you should buy some food and put on the side. He said, okay, but I don't think I have the means to do that. I said, okay, inshallah, I will see in the masjid if I can do a little fundraising for all of you down there, so that you can help yourself and buy. So it is a fundraising, it's not a fundraising. I'm not going to ask who will give this, who will give that. But there's brothers who take their family, take their children to Mali, and the situation there is very volatile because of political system. We should support them, the list, inshallah, whatever we can do. So just give in the sadaqah bags. Whatever you can do, inshallah, fi sabilillah, we are with them to show that we are with them. They live here, this beautiful life, and took their children, some of them, their family there, in order to give them a proper Islamic education. So whatever you can do at the end, inshallah, just to the donation bags. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you. Allah rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. توفنا مسلمين وحقنا وصالحين وباركنا في جنتك الفردوس على برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. قوموا الى صلاتكم يرحمنا ويرحمكم الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة يا الصلاة أقام الصلاة أقام الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
تدلل ولا تختلفوا فتحت المختلفكم تناسوا. Inshallah, I'm going to try to accommodate as much as we can. The brother is going to make his salat short, inshallah. So that he's already late, but he's going to have some time, inshallah. So, those in the back, please move to your left. Yes, it's facing the left, inshallah. Just complete the saft first. Move to your left. Those are good. So, Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها والله خبير بما تعملون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Imam Ahmed, for that timely khutbah, and at the same time, we thank you for helping our brother out, giving him the easy pass and this Jummah. And hopefully the brother understand what Allah has done for him, and whatever is in your pocket should not go on with you, should be in the masjid to feed the brothers in Mali. Thank you. Today we have ICNA Relief is here in partnership with the masjid to give the booster shots, the vaccine, first and second? Second and booster. And the booster shot. So they have it here today, and also they have the testing today for COVID also today, inshallah. So please, we need at least to keep this going, at least 10 people to take the booster shot to keep this going, because they don't want to waste the vows that they bring with them today, inshallah. And next week, we'll be having the next week, first Jummah? No. 2 weeks from now is first Jummah. We'll have the clinic, inshallah. And today, the Asr Salaah will be at 2:45. There's a time pitch moving. So if you can be here with us at 2:45, we're having that. And also, we have a few businesses in the neighborhood that are looking for quality brothers and sisters who needs a job, so they want to give them the job. A janitor, IT person, a clerk, a cashier, rent person in a restaurant, and a teacher also. So please, if you're in need of a job, let me know, and then we can work on that and get you the right connections, inshallah. Thank you. I just got reminded too also that if there's any doctors here, we're looking for volunteer. Just volunteer one time, and nurses also. Just volunteer one time in 1 month and one time in 1 year. That's all we need from you. And the hours is between 2 to 5. Just once a year and once a month. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Shukran.